All right, we're with Ralph Macchio, and season 2 of Cobra Kai is out right now on
Right now.
YouTube Premium. All 10 episodes are
Yep.
there for your viewing pleasure. And season 1 was such a huge hit. I think it got a score of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is rare,
It's
Ralph.
fantastic.
How about season 2? How much fun has this been overall, reviving the role of Daniel LaRusso and really doing this project?
You know, it's the gift that keeps on giving. This character and this movie has just stood the test of time. Been such a big part of people's lives. So to have the opportunity to, it's the fans' movie, worldwide. And so being on a platform like YouTube Premium, which is seen, around the world, and you can then take these characters and have all that comfort food, that nostalgia, the feels, the goosebumps, the humor, and yet make something that's relevant. Season 2 now takes it to another level, where now Daniel LaRusso is opening up Miyagi-Do karate and trying to spread the knowledge, legacy, and wisdom of the great Mr. Miyagi. So it's insane that I'm having these conversations, but it's really wonderful, and it seems like we're going to be around for a while, or that's the hope.
Yeah, you mentioned standing the test of time. It's been 35 years since Karate Kid first premiered in theaters. A lot's changed in 35
Yes.
years, especially in martial arts.
Yep.
With the emergence of mixed martial arts,
Right.
UFC, the culture that comes with that.
Right.
Curious, what do you think Mr. Miyagi would think of MMA, UFC, the entire culture surrounds that sport?
That's a great question, and the first time I've ever been asked that question. Very good. I think I would venture to say, since he's such a traditionalist in karate for defense only, and the whole concept of Miyagi-Do karate is to move in a circle and essentially not get hit. That's the art and the philosophy of finding balance in your life and all those things. They don't seem to play into the hands of these more aggressive cage fighting MMA, UFC kind of styles. That leans more Cobra Kai. So maybe hence the reason why Cobra Kai is the right name for the show right now. But it ties in both, because I do believe all those elements of different styles of martial arts. It's nice to see a spotlight on that, and it not just be from the aspect of winner loser and the beatdown, but more from the Zen side of it as well. But it's damn fun to see all the action.
Yeah.
And we have tons of it in the show. It's awesome.
Yeah. Let me ask you about some of the action, some of the lines, not only in the show and the movie, going back to actors. There's so much scripting, but there's so many great lines on the mat that were either zingers or trash talk, if you will, back in the original Karate Kids, during the All Valley tournament, season 1 of Cobra Kai. How much do they let you guys ad-lib some of those lines and kind of go off script a little bit as actors?
It's interesting. There's some, with Cobra Kai, most stuff is scripted. There's room to ad-lib, and there is certain occasions where I've seen that happen with myself and the other actors in the show. You always need that bird's eye view, or that someone who's seeing the whole picture, or the conductor who's leading all the instruments, is how I put it. So with us, it's 3 guys, John, Josh, and Hayden, who created the Harold and Kumar franchise and Hot Tub Time Machine. So they've had success in comedies and younger teen writing, and so now they're getting to tell a story of their favorite movie growing up. They're really living that dream. So we trust in them, and there is always room for that. Here, it's an interesting, if you go back to the Get 'em a Body Bag.
Get him a body bag! Yeah! All right.
That line was never in the script. They were doing looping, which is essentially ADR, doing voice dubbing and post-production. And the director, he said, say something here, and they were just pitching lines back and forth, and he came up and he just said, get him a body bag, yeah! And that's so it was never in the script. So
amazing.
That's a little tidbit behind that story.
Yeah,
so
amazing.
Rob Garrison, you're welcome.
Yeah. You mentioned some of the Cobra Kai. You mentioned some of the villains.
Yeah.
The common theme throughout Karate Kid and into Cobra Kai, the program is redemption against bullying. It seems like. You're a big sports fan. I want to ask you, who's a bully in sports that you'd like to see knocked down by maybe the underdog at some point?
Wow, so I got to call some athlete out. Machado, to me, with all his amazing talent, bothers me in some of his tactics that I find that go in that direction, where Derek Jeter never had that. You know what I mean? And I'm not even a Yankee fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't root against the Yankees, but I'm a Met fan, tried and true. So yeah, I see that there's no there's no worth in that kind of, when you have those talents, and even when you don't, there's no worth in it. I mean, bullying is such a complex issue. I mean, we could, make light of it and talk about athletes being jerks or whatever,
Right.
but, and it's changed over time because technology changes it, and we deal with that, and I'll segue back to Cobra Kai right now, whereas, when Daniel LaRusso came home with a black eye, we all knew, Mom knew what's going on, what's happening. You don't know when a kid is being bullied now because it's all covert very often. So it's complicated. So we deal with that on the show with whether it's Daniel LaRusso and his daughter, or it will be Johnny Lawrence and his student or his son, dealing with how you navigate and support navigating through that difficult part of adolescence. And so it's an important theme with certainly in The Karate Kid, and an important theme in Cobra Kai, just as in fatherhood or parenthood or mentorship.
Yeah.
How do you like the way I took that?
Wow, you
sports
brought
thing
us right back, Ralph.
in?
Well
I took
done.
you on a
True
little-
professional
but it's
there.
good.
No, I mean, we talked about the changes in 35 years.
Right.
Bullying's changed. It
Yeah.
used to be in your face like the black
Yeah.
guy. Now it's online, on Twitter, on
Right,
social media.
exactly.
You don't even know what's happening. So how about a villain? There's plenty of villains throughout The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest villain in sports for you?
Biggest villain in sports.
I've got one in mind. Knowing that you're a New York Jets fan, I've got one in mind. I'm curious if you go there, though.
Listen, we always viewed like Belichick and Brady as is like the Darth Vader and the Emperor and Darth Vader. Meanwhile, they're incredibly intelligent football men and a phenomenal athlete. But for me, although, Belichick brought up my cousin Vinny in an interview, brought up in Deflategate. I'll never forget it because he was always, he's always like the evil emperor, and with the cheating or lack thereof. So I would consider them the villains as a Jet fan, with total respect for the brilliance and the minds.
We're hoping season 2 of Cobra Kai is going to culminate with the All Valley tournament. Obviously, that's been kind of an 18 and under thing. Could there be a senior division? Could we see you
the geriatric,
back out? Yeah,
the geriatric All
division.
Valley.
Yeah, can we see you back out there on the mat?
The one who touches his toes gets a trophy, without having to bend their knees. No, I'm not. Listen, there's plenty of action in season 2. I think we smartly, last season they had the All Valley again at the end of season 1. Now Martin Kove comes in. It's Sensei Kreese. You talk about the Darth Vader of the 80s. He comes into the show, throws a wrench into everyone's good intentions, both Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence. And season 2 has all the nostalgic comfort food, humor, heart that you want, but takes you to a place you would never expect. And the action sequences, from the younger generation to us older guys, are all pretty intense.
What's this ride been like for you? I mean, it's been, we're talking a stretch of almost 40 years here. What's it like being a celebrity, an actor in the 80s compared to now in 2019? Well, what's the biggest difference?
The phones, First of all, I'm only 38, so I don't know what you're talking about. No, yeah, it has been over 40. It's crazy. It's just crazy, but it's wonderful, right? I think the biggest difference, you have no time. Not that I did enough stuff to make it interesting, but you have no time to fix it if someone has a phone or a camera, because it's instant and it's out there and it's up on social media and boom, it's got it and you guys have it and everybody else has it, and it's around the world in 10 seconds. I don't know how you navigate that at a young age, when you maybe do some stupid things. Fortunately, I made a video called Wax On, F Off, for Funny or Die, which is about a guy trying to become more relevant by doing stupid things. But the more I try, the worse into the rabbit hole of niceness I go. It was fun.
Busy times for you. I know you're filming The Deuce right
Yes,
now.
yes, loving that.
Season 2 of Cobra Kai is up right now on YouTube Premium. Looking forward to watching all 10 episodes. Ralph Macchio, thanks for being with us.
Thanks. Great to be here, man.